Welcome back, brave adventurers. RPG A Day 2022, Day 6. And this particular question, let me just double check the wording. How would you get more people playing RPGs? That is a difficult question. From a personal perspective, and believe me, I have tried, I talk about it. I talk to my friends, I talk to my work colleagues, I talk to other people. I put it on Facebook about our games. I share that sort of stuff on there. And I try and draw interest. Even you just have to get somebody to ask, what on earth are you talking about? What is it you're posting about? Blah. And you can start talking to people. The problem is, as much as I think that the majority of people out there would enjoy playing a role-playing game, it's really difficult to get somebody to actually pick it up, or even just give it a try, I should say. And I think the only way that we as players can do it is to use word of mouth, to talk to people, to share on social media about our games, about our hobbies, and just try and get that one person every 100 who goes, that sounds interesting, can you tell me what it is? From another perspective, depending on how you want to take the question, and I have mentioned this on a previous video, is not necessarily how we, as in you and I, but how we, as in the gaming industry, can get people playing. I think one of the biggest problems is that publishers are preaching to the converted. Back when we had the likes of Dragon Magazine, there were always ads for miniature companies, Magic the Gathering, new D&D products. When we do have gaming magazines, we did have gaming magazines, again, they're ads for things that are already being played or collected or whatever by the readers, by the original customer base. And it's not us that we should necessarily be throwing everything at. I've always thought that some of these publishers, especially the big ones, like Wizards of the Coast, should be putting ads in things like over here we call them men's magazines, but I'm not talking about top shelf stuff. They're magazines directed towards late teens and 20-year-olds. Normally they've got sports and cars and things like that in them. We call them, men's magazines, but that has dodgy connotations. I would put ads in things like that for Dungeons and Dragons. I would put ads in things like the Sunday supplements, those little magazines that come with the Sunday newspapers. Because I've seen in the past ads for Dungeons and Dragons in things like Marvel Comics over here in the UK. And again, that's almost preaching to the converted. We need to be putting the bait, the hook, out in other media. We need to be putting out so it not only attracts the usual young men that might be interested, but also the young women. We need to be looking at putting ads for this in teen magazines and 20s, 30s, and maybe even occasionally, it's unlikely these days, but maybe for people older than that. After all, wargaming is very much a hobby for grey-haired gentlemen. Why, rather than the youngsters, why can't we have role-playing being something for the older generation, just as much as it is considered for teens and young people? So that's my answer to this. For us personally, it all depends on your situation, but I would say social media, get out there and talk, and talk online and talk to people, and just try and drum up a sense of interest. As for publishers, they should be trying to reach out beyond the people who already play. Put some of that advertising dollar into reaching people who don't play and might never otherwise bat an eyelid at it. Anyway, that's just my thoughts for this one. Thanks for watching. I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are on that and how you would go about it. Until then, take care, guys. Good gaming.